So if you're not comfortable talking to people, if you're not in sales or you have some kind of resistance to ask people for money, that's where it's helpful to sit down with somebody like me or a coach to help you find the resources that you can use so that you don't have to, it just doesn't have to be a burden.
Yeah, so you're not making yourself uncomfortable. You want to make this enjoyable and something that fits who you are as a person.
Right, and it's one thing to be outside your comfort zone. It's another thing for it to be super stressful.
Right.
Typically, if you're raising a few $1,000s, that's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, but rewarding.
But rewarding, right. So you might be a little outside your comfort zone, but you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a stressful thing the whole way.
Right.
You got your strategy. If you've talked to a coach or somebody that can help you, then that's where people like me come in. So, and myfundraisingmachine.com, because you can watch the videos, see other strategies that people have done. Use groups at your church, use other groups that might help out. Kids that need service hours, things like that.
Okay.
So those are some other resources that you can use. The bead idea is one of many. I had two participants who were fundraising, and their goal was, I believe, $4,200 a piece. They were 23 years old, right out of school. All their friends were 23 years old, and nobody had jobs.
Right, I was going to say, not really rolling in the dough.
That's
23.
Right. Yeah. Now, they had some contacts with their parents, but what they did was they had a keg party.
Nice.
And charged for the cup.
Yeah.
So it was something that they were going to do anyway.
Right.
They went to area restaurants right around where their apartment was, and they got free meals from them donated. And a lot of times it's a tax write-off if the charity is registered.
Sure.
So they had these free meals, and then they just had little raffles. And they raised a large amount of their money just by doing the stuff that they already do.
They were already planning on having fun doing.
That's the best campaign.
I like that.
You just do what you're already doing.
Yeah.
You're already in motion much of the time if you are out.
Just make it more purposeful.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just alter the focus a little bit.
Okay.
So that's one thing that helps. There's a lot of different ideas, and I don't like to bombard people with them. I would much rather sit down with somebody individually and ask. So what's something that, like, what would be your main concern to raise $2,000? What do you think is a barrier that you might have?
Oh, goodness. For me, it's probably finding the right people to approach and knowing who those right people are. But you've given me a lot of great ideas on how to approach those people. Maybe having the conversation with them about it. How to start that conversation and end with the call to action being, are you able to donate?
Right.
So.
And this is where your connection, so finding your connection, this is an important part of the ready or the strategizing part, because I've had participants, my top fundraiser ever came in with a personal connection and her family, but when we sat down and we went over her strategy, she came out with a completely different focus, and a completely different connection, and that is what got her to the goal, and much more, 4 times what she originally set as her goal. So that connection is going to be key. When you find that connection, the rest of it's easy.
Would you be able to help me find what that connection is?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So, no, and if you're raising funds for an organization like St. Jude, you know people who have benefited.
Yes.
So you might not know, but
there's spiderweb effect. You know somebody that's been affected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody in your sphere has a close connection.
Right.
And it's amazing to me because in my group that's fundraising with us, we have somebody who actually was at St. Jude's, who's from Memphis. We have other people within our group who have been fundraising, and we didn't know that we had that connection.
Really? Yeah.
So once you put it out there, then you'll have, you'll
start
find
seeing those ties.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a connection in your fundraising plan, whether you have one or not.
And not even realizing.
That's right. So regardless of how small your connection may seem in the beginning, don't diminish that, because that's going to lead to more
bigger,
connections.
Better things.
Right.
Yeah.
So just know that if you trust that, then the
Be
rest
open
is
and
easy.
optimistic.
The rest is easy.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Well, that's powerful. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.